Dr. Smith's out there. I think Vicky's out there. Ms. Bratton. I'm sure I'm gonna miss somebody. But when I sat in a room, I better do this first. My beautiful wife, Kara, stand up. Stand up, please, Kara. My son, Pierce, stand up. I think Larry mentioned my daughter is, she's a recruiting assistant at Alabama. She's a sophomore in public relations, and she's a recruiting assistant. So she got to go back. She drove back 11 hours 2 nights ago to Tuscaloosa, and they flew out today out to Phoenix. So she's out there with the University of Alabama football team. So she's living a dream. She really is. She's living a dream. Again, thank you guys. It's been a long journey for myself. I think Larry mentioned it. I've been a lot of different places. I've been coaching for 28 years. 7 years in the NFL, 21 years in college. I've been down the road here in Austin for 3 years. I've been up in Ohio for a number of years. I've been at Austin Peay State University in Clarksville, Tennessee for 3 years. So I've been there and I've been there. But they all are part of the journey and part of what I think makes me really excited to do this job. And I think you got to have somebody to be excited to do a job. When I sat in the room with Dr. Trouth and Larry and the committee, I really was looking for some things myself that I wanted in a program. And I wanted a program that had a commitment to excellence, and people in that room that had a competitive spirit. And from the first 5 minutes I was in that room and sitting across from Dr. Trouth, I said, this is it. I mean, she gets it. I mean, she absolutely gets it. And I mean, tying in the student-athlete experience was the number one thing that she talked about. And I said, yes, that's what I'm looking for. And then the other members of the room, it was just a very, very easy conversation, because I think we all have like goals. We all want to see student-athletes succeed, not only on the field, but in the classroom. And I told them a story. I said, one of my biggest goals, I dream every night, and one of the reasons I get up in the morning and go really hard at work is I have a dream. Larry said it. I've been one game away from the Super Bowl. I lost in an AFC championship game to the Oakland Raiders one year when I was with the Tennessee Titans. One game away from the Super Bowl, and that I still think about that today. We were one game away from the national championship in 2012, I guess, at Ohio State. We were one game away. In year 2 of Urban Meyer's regime, we were one game away. And I think about that every day. And that's what gets me up every day to go to work, because I want to be that team. You guys ever been or watched it on TV, when a team wins a championship, what do they do with the other team? They push them off the field. They bring a podium in the middle. They have guys with red jackets on and yellow jackets on rope it off, and the winning team gets to get up on that podium and kiss a trophy and be recognized as the champions. And I work every day to get to that. I work every single day to get to that. The next thing I work to is I work every single day to see every one of our football student athletes walk across the stage and do this to a tassel on a stage. And to me, those are the two stages that I really love to see our student athletes on. That stage when they turn that tassel, and obviously when they get a chance to hold that trophy up and kiss it. We actually have trophy kissing practice. I'm not kidding. I mean, we try to teach our kids how to do it right, and I think it's important, because we're going to get there, and we're going to get there. So, like Larry said, it's a journey, but we got to go to work. We got to get there. So I'm excited. A little bit about what I think I do for a football program. Again, Larry talked about being a CEO. I believe in this. I believe in energy, plus creativity equals production. Okay, energy. If you don't go to work every day with energy, there's no way you can be creative. And if you're not creative, then people are passing you by. And I believe in energy plus creativity equals production. So as a football coach, I'm always looking for ideas. I'm always thinking out of the box. Again, Larry mentioned the videos. Go to the videos. We do a lot of things that are not like what everybody else does. And I know there's some players here, and we will test you and strain you and make you better people. We talk about enhancing and making better all the time. If there's something out there that you do well as a student athlete, we're going to help you enhance that and make it better. And that's our goals, is to enhance you. You're not the perfect product. There is no such thing as our met competitive excellence. There's no such thing. We're all striving for that every single day. And that's my job as the CEO of Bobcat Football, to help our players push for that every single day. And that's in the classroom, and that's on the football field. So those are the things that we're gonna strive for. Talk a little bit about what I think a football program needs. And obviously energy and creativity are first. But when you start talking about a foundation of a football program, there are really four things I think are really important. Trust, and I told the committee this. My job is to get the football players at Texas State to trust me. And when they trust me, that's a nice one there, I like that. It's all right. When they trust me, and they trust our assistants, and they trust everybody in that building, then they'll rip their chest open and give us their heart, and they'll go. And then X and O's don't matter then. They really don't matter. If your football team will open up their chest and give you their heart because they trust you as a coach, that's number one. And I really believe that's important. Alignment. I think everybody in our building has to be aligned. That's from the head coach down to the equipment manager. That's everybody in the building has got to be on the same page. I believe in this: one family, one voice, one focus. And I believe if you've got that in the building and you got people working every day to be successful, then you got a chance to be successful and win. And I think that's really important. Commitment, obviously everybody knows what commitment is. And then accountability. Everybody's got to be accountable. We'll have a saying in our building, and I'm one of these, and I don't put up a lot of signs, okay? I don't put up a lot of signs, but there'll be one in that building, and it'll talk about strength of the unit. Anybody in here got a military background? No, the military is the most unbelievable organization. The military units, the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, the most unbelievable, because it's about strength of the unit. There are 9 units in football. There are 9 units. And 9 units have to be working in unison to have success to win games. 9 units have to have everybody in each individual unit be successful. That means from the last walk-on, okay, to the number 1 guy in that unit. And everybody's got to have everybody's back in that unit. And I use the term, everybody's got to have everybody's 6. And it's really important that that happens. We'll have 9 assistant football coaches. I don't call them assistant football coaches. I call them unit leaders, just like they do in the military. Because I think it's really important that every one of our assistants knows every single thing about our football players in their unit. They know every single girlfriend, the whole 9 yards, know everything. When is he taking math 302? What's the time schedule? I want our assistant coaches to know that, so I think that's important. So strength of the unit will be big for us. Core values. I really believe every organization, whether it's IBM, whether it's Ameritrade, whatever it is, has to have core values. Here's our core values. And again, when the core values in our program are not handled in a correct way, I deal with them as a head coach, because I think it's really important. Honesty. Okay, enough said. Honesty. Tell the truth. Treat women with respect. We all know what today's society is like when that doesn't happen. Okay, I had a mom. My mom's deceased. My mom taught me a long time ago, don't ever treat a woman disrespectful. And I won't have a football team that'll do that. No drugs. Thank you. No drugs, no stealing, no weapons. Those are the 5 core values. And I believe if you can live by those 5 core values, you got a chance to be successful. You got a chance to live a good life. If you just live by those 5 core values, I don't think there's much to it. I know a guy down the road in Austin that uses those same core values. I mean, I know he does, and I know where they came from. I think they're true. I think it's really important. So I'm excited to be here. I will promise you this, as the head coach at Texas State, I will put together a staff that'll fly around with their hair on fire. I think it's really important. I think it's important to have mentors. I have to be the lead mentor in that building over there. But we have to have mentors in every aspect of our kids' lives. And not just mentors as football coaches, okay, and teaching them how to be football players, but they need to be mentors in how they live their lives on campus and in the community. I think it's really important. So we're going to grow our young people. When we talk about development, we talk about development as a student, as a person in society, and not lastly, but on that football field, because I think it all works together. I'm excited to be here. It's a long journey. I don't ask for patience. You know what FAN stands for? It stands for fanatic. And a fanatic wants something right now. I get it. I understand it. I've lived it. I do. I understand it. So we're going to work really, really hard, starting today as a football staff. As I put together a football staff to make you guys proud and make you guys really, really excited about being part of Bobcat Nation. Again, thank you guys. I'm excited to be here. I guess I'm going to open it up for questions. Okay?
Just time for you to come up where you can answer both of you at the same time.
Okay.
If you'll raise your hand.
Hi, Coach. You put in your time. What was the attraction to come into this place at this time for you as a head coach?
Come on, I think one of the things that really attracted me to this job was what Coach Fran had done here, and taking this program and really taking this program from an FBS program to where it is now. And that's a hard thing to do. I mean, people don't realize it. That's a really hard thing to do. And for him to do it and have the success that he had, it really made it attractive to me. And then obviously, when I was called about the job, I demanded one thing right off the bat, and I demanded a phone call from Larry. And I said, tell me why me. And that was the phone call. We had about a 45-minute conversation. And in that conversation, I hung up the phone and I said, I want that job. And because I talked to him, and then when I got in the room with the committee and Dr. Trouth and Dr. Smith and the people in that room, it was a no-brainer for me. It was a no-brainer. And I'm excited. People say, well, I've heard this term, but it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine. People know about this place. This place isn't a hidden gem. People know. People know. Mac Brown said it. I mean, he had a ton of coaches calling wanting to be assistants here. Not just because of me, but because of this place. And I think that's what's important to know.
Coach, do you sense the pivotal time right now for this program as it's grown up into FBS level? And how much does that fuel you as you take the job?
Well, it fuels me a lot. I think it's important to know where we are in the Sun Belt. I heard one statement a lot in that interview, and it came from our president. It said, "I want to win the Sun Belt." And I think I looked back at her and I said, I want to win it too. And I know we're at a pivotal time in the program. You know, several years at FBS level, putting together recruiting classes is going to be important. Being able to hold on to kids that we have committed now and move forward is going to be really important. But I think this program, you know, when you look at facilities, you look at where it is in the state. I think it's right at a time where we can take it up a notch. But we've got to start now, and we've got to go to work really fast.
Sorry about the delay. You know, you've been in Texas, but it's such a hotbed for recruiting.
Yeah.
Tell me about your connections to the high school programs in the state.
Well, Larry mentioned about Mr. Rutledge and my time here in Texas back in 1998 through 2000. I had a chance to be around a bunch of really good high school football coaches, and I believe the best coaches in the country work in the state of Texas. The best high school football coaches. I've been a speaker at the Angelo Clinic twice, and it's been the most terrifying time of my life to stand up there on that stage and be talking to high school coaches that I said those guys probably know more than me. You know, and I'm at the University of Texas, and I'm at, you know, Ohio State, whatever, and I'm going, those guys are really sharp. So I think it's really important. My connections in the state run deep. I think I told the committee in 1998, Mac Brown's first recruiting class, we signed 18 kids. I had my hand in on 6 of them. And all the way down to Texas City up to Longview, Texas. I was on the road an awful lot, but it reaped the benefits of kind of what started the foundation of Texas in the 2000s. And I'm really proud of that. I told Larry and the committee I was not born here, but I was dipped. I was dipped in Texas, so I get it. So I'm excited about getting around and getting to meet and getting to see some of the high school coaches. And one of the things that I've always felt comfortable with in the state of Texas is sitting down and talking football with the high school coaches here. It's unbelievable. And it brings back a level of excitement for me that I haven't had in a while. When it comes to visiting with high school coaches, I'm excited.
Coach Larry mentioned that he needed a search committee to find you, that you're on nobody's radar. Did it feel that way to you, that you were kind of off the radar? And I'm wondering if you could talk about going back to a lower level of football to be a head coach.
Well, I'll go back, and I told this to the committee when I interviewed the other day. When I was at North Carolina in I think 2010, 2009, I got a phone call from Urban Meyer. Charlie Strong had just left Florida to go to Louisville as the head football coach, and Urban we talked about me coming to be the defensive coordinator at Florida. Didn't work out. I stayed at North Carolina. Obviously, I was the interim head coach. Urban was out of football the year I was the interim head coach. He did one of our games. He did our Clemson game when I was at North Carolina. We got a chance to spend some time together on the phone and really after the game. And he told me at that time, he said, I'm going to take the job at Ohio State. He said, I want you to come and be the assistant head coach, defensive coordinator, co-defensive coordinator. He said, you're going to stay here 2 years, and then you're going to get your head coaching job. I said, okay. The plan kind of worked. Now, obviously, you go, well, why do you go down to FCS? I don't know if you guys have ever been to James Madison. It's a pretty neat place. It's a pretty good job. It's one of those places that, when the time's right, it'll be up at this level pretty quick. And it's one of the reasons I went, because I thought I could be what Coach Fran did here to JMU. Going back and doing that to be a head coach, was I on nobody's, on other people's radar? I've been on a lot of radars. I've been in a lot of committee interviews. I've been in a bunch. And this one just felt right. This one was the right fit.
Coach, have you seen any more of a more beautiful campus in all your travels in Texas State? And my other question is, which one of our future opponents puts butterflies in your stomach?
No, I haven't seen a more beautiful campus. I can't wait to go get, they tell me they're out there on that river right now. I'm kind of anxious to get out there. I wish I could kind of get out there with them right now. But no, this is a beautiful campus. When I was in Austin, we used to travel down here all the time just to, be around campus. It was such a beautiful campus. Future opponents, the only opponent we have is the one in the mirror. And that's the only opponent we have. And that's how I treat it. We're going to train to a level as a football team is whenever we walk out, I don't know if you have smoke or whatever out there. When we walk through the smoke and we look across the field, the expectation is we're going to win the game. And the only way you do that, the only way you do that is to train at a competitive level. And that's every day and competing every day as a football program. And that's coaches competing, that's players competing, that's everything. So, again, I don't ever look at who we play very much, who's on the schedule. Obviously you get to that, but we don't even, during game week, we never talk about our opponent. We talk about us. We talk about how good we can be. If we're at our competitive best, then we're going to have a chance to win. And that's all we worry about.
Coach, one more for you. Talk about your staff a little bit, who you have in mind to bring here, who you have in mind to keep that's already here, or what you have in mind.
Well, I'm a little early in that process right now. I know there's a couple guys on our staff that I'm really interested in. I will tell you guys this, and I told the search committee this. In the last 2 years at James Madison, I've lost 4 offensive coordinators to FBS schools. So I must be hiring the right guys. I've had 2 go be FBS coordinators, really 3 go FBS coordinators, and 1 go to a Power 5 school as a position coach in the last 2 years. And so I think you do your due diligence. I'm going to take my time. I want to make sure I get the right fit. I think what's important is getting coaches in here that are going to follow the plan. We've got a plan, and it's a plan to win. And the coaches have to fit that. Again, I'm into guys that are very energetic. Here's what you'll find out. I want our kids to be able to walk into that beautiful complex over there. That's one of the best looking complexes in college football, okay? I want them to walk into that building and not have to worry about going to see their position coach if they got a problem, that they can stop at any coach's office and sit down and get a problem fixed. So that's what I'm looking for as a head coach when I hire assistants, that they are involved in every kid, not just their position group, every kid.
Any other question?
How do you plan on getting our trust?
Working hard every single day. Where you guys are involved, we'll have a lot of frank conversations. I'm into honesty, and I'm into, I have a saying, act like a man, be treated like a man. And that's one of the things that we do every day. We talk about, acting like men every day. And to me, I think that's really important. But trust has to be earned. Trust has to be earned on both ends. It has to be earned. And that's going to be really, really important for me. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I see a bunch of you guys. You look good, man. I saw a bunch of you out there. I saw a bunch of you out there running around today. You must have knew there was a press conference today. They're out there working out today. Must have been a press conference going on. So I get it. I understand it. No, I really take that serious. That first 30 days is really important for me. Really, really important for me. And you don't get it in 30 days, but you start it in 30 days. And I've seen it work. Here's what I tell everybody, and it's kind of arrogant, but I tell everybody, I've got a plan and it's infallible. Have to get them here. I was last night, I don't know, me and my wife, we were sitting around, I said, I want to have the best student appreciation day this spring in college football. And I want to have it where we have it out there doing spring practice on a Saturday scrimmage where we've got over 12,000 students out there on that field. Not in the stands. I don't care about you sitting in the stands. You're going to be on the field. And if you want to come out and be the running back in practice, you get a chance to go out and be the running back in practice. If you want to be the quarterback in practice, you can be the quarterback in practice. So my goal is to have the biggest and most elaborate Student Appreciation Day for spring practice in college football history. Can that happen? We're going to shoot for it. We're going to shoot for it. Here's what I believe about, I think there has to be some inclusion. I think our student athletes and our students on campus have to be intertwined. Everybody's got to be together. They've got to know our football players, not just out here with helmets and shoulder pads on. Okay? They've got to know them. You sit with them in class, but you don't know them. How do you get them engaged in one another? I think that's really important. I ride my bike on campus. I eat in the dorm. I eat in the dining halls. Our coaches will be on campus and they'll eat in the dining halls. Why? Because we want to engage with the student body. I think it's really important that happens. And it can't be we work in that building and we never come on campus. We have to be on campus. And our players have to be known on campus. Not just as football players, but as good students on campus and good people. So that's important to me. So that's really job one as a head football coach and a CEO. How do you get the fan base and the students on your campus engaged?
It's the big weekend in San Antonio, the All-American Bowl, high school players all over the country.
Yep.
And later on that afternoon, they have the HP Bowl. It's going to be over a couple of hundred, thousands, I'm sure, coaches and like stuff that pick up there at the Auburn Center representatives. It's going to take a look.
It's a dead period. It's a dead period, so we can't actually be, involved in much of that. But there'll be guys that we know about. Here's what I'll tell you: in recruiting for 2016, if you don't have them identified by now, you're late. At James Madison, we had 17 commitments, and we had 4 for 2017. So, and last year we had the #1 recruiting class in FCS, and they will have the #1 recruiting class this year in FCS. So we're going to hit the ground running. We're going to do it right, though. We're going to do it right.
I know in this room we have a lot of loyal Bobcat fans. We don't have children here.
Right.
We don't have, please come into the Bobcat.
Right.
We're excited about you. And I'm really blessed because I have a lot of football players that are my Facebook friends. I try to be encouraging and a mentor.
Right.
And we're really excited about the future. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me. All right. Again, thank you guys. I'm ready to get started. It's a great day. I think I'm gonna do this right, I believe. What is it? Is it right here? Eat 'em up, Bobcat, go Bobcats, go. Right? I'm excited. You know what? I almost screwed it up earlier because I was up the road a little bit. So I'm not gonna screw it up. I'm gonna get it right. Thank you guys for having me.